aka DJ NDN of a Tribe Called Red. I'm from Nipissing, actually not too far down the road here.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Tim. I go by the producer name Toolman. I'm from Six Nations, Mohawk Wolf Clan. And I'm Bear Witness, from Six Nations, 1/3 Tribe Called Red.
So yeah, we were told there was going to be like a moderator to sit and like, kind of make this discussion go, but so we'll just try, I guess we'll just try and talk. So when we started this, we just kind of wanted to throw a party. That's it. That's all that we wanted to do. We wanted to, there was other parties going on in the city that were culturally specific. So there was, Jamaican parties and there was Korean parties and like East Indian parties and these sort of things happening. And I just wanted to throw a party, we just wanted to throw a party that was inclusive for the indigenous population in Ottawa. So all we did really was get indigenous DJs to, we just promoted at the schools, at the universities, at the Native youth centers in the universities and colleges and the friendship centers. And it ended up turning out to be this huge party. All these people ended up coming out from all over, and from there, I'll let Bear take it.
I don't even know where I went. I don't even know what I I guess basically what he is trying to tell you is where we started was a pretty simple idea. We just wanted to promote ourselves in the city just as Indigenous DJs and to an Indigenous crowd. And just something as simple as that is what got this whole thing rolling. We were already DJing already, so it was kind of just a new outlet for ourselves. And all of a sudden we found that was the thing that caught people's attention, that caught people's eye, was that we were presenting ourselves like that. And we got a huge reaction from the community as well, where people were like, this is something that we want to have happen, this is something that we want to be a part of and that we have to keep doing. So as a response to that, the support we were getting in Ottawa was like, okay, what can we do to even take that a step further? What can we do to make something that represents our community? And that's where the idea of remixing powwow stepped in. And at first it was just kind of like we were throwing in powwow music in our live set, kind of doing mashups with powwow samples and stuff like that. And again, the response was just huge. So, like I said, it was this really simple idea that caught on really quickly. And if there's something that, if there's anything that I like to pass on from our success, it's that it was just finding the thing that we loved and doing it.
Is there any questions yet?
Can you explain what kind of music you play? I know some of us are, my grandpa here doesn't know what's going on.
We remix traditional powwow music with contemporary club music. So all different types of different club music, all different types of powwow music. We use, jingle dress. It depends on the tempo. So the jingle dress tracks and crow hop tracks songs worked really well with like a certain tempo within club music. So club musics have different tempos. So the crow hop worked with like a slower tempo. So with like a monotone, slower sort of vibe. When you get into the faster fancy dance songs, which are super fast, you can cut that time in half and make it into this like slow sort of trappy thing, or you could you could turn it into all kinds of stuff, soca beats. So it's just mixing contemporary with traditional. I don't know if that helps.
How long have you been together?
We started 7 years ago. 7 years ago?
We'll have our 8th birthday in
October.
Thank you. Who does most of the writing for your songs? Like, you guys have lyrics and is there one song that specifically you guys really adore, and what would the story behind that one song be if there's one?
We don't write any lyrics, so no. We occasionally have worked with some vocalists, but our stuff is all digitally based. So it's remixing powwow songs. And specifically, we work with groups off this label called Tribal Spirit. So it's Sitting Bear, Black Bear, Northern Voice, and Tribe Called Mi'kmaq, and a couple other drum groups that we're primarily sampling from now. As far as songs that are favorite, my favorite, I don't know, it's always changing. My favorite song. Right now, it's some of the new stuff we're working on that no one's heard yet.
I never heard anything from you guys yet.
Well, you're gonna have an opportunity in a few hours, I hope.
So when you guys started this whole thing, were you guys expecting were you guys expecting this, like, traveling or was
No.
it just something you guys had a little party in?
We just wanted to throw a party. That's all that we wanted to do. And that ended up being this like political statement. It turned out to be this idea that indigenous people wanted to carve out space in an urban setting was a big political statement. And a lot of people were coming from schools from up north here and from like even further up north, like up in northern Ontario and Quebec, specifically like Moose Factory and stuff like that. And they're coming down for school. And they've never really seen anybody outside their community before, so it's a bit of a culture shock. And we created this space that they were able to see other people like them when they were used to seeing everybody like them. And so we got told that what we were doing was important, so we realized that there was this responsibility to keep this party going and keep the space going, so that people had this place to feel comfortable.
Thank you.
Do you make song requests?
Not really. It depends. No, not really. We have like a festival set. So we have like like a band would have like a set of songs, and they play their set, and then so we have a set.
What did you want to hear?
The Cult Firewoman with a jingle dress song.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. What was that? I heard a question.
Where does the other travel together as a group?
For a show? Greece or Norway?
Yeah, northern Norway.
Do you think that's further than Greece? I don't know.
Greece, northern Norway, or
Yeah. In northern Norway, actually, it was incredible. We played a festival called the Ridu Festival that was put on by the Sami people there, and it was an indigenous festival. So it was we got to meet people from everywhere. We met some people from some Inuit from Greenland. We met some people from saw a lot of Sami people, which was beautiful. And it was a really cool experience to sit and talk about music and discuss the current situations being living under colonial oppression. So it was great. How are you? Good.
I was just wondering, do you have to get a license for the music that you match up with, or do you just get permission from the artist?
both.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
so you'll have the rights to their song or whatever if you get the license?
Yeah, well, we work specifically with one label, Tribal Spirit, and they're super responsible to their drum groups. So when we're dealing with them, yeah, we're dealing with it on a legal end, like with promotion rights and all of that. And that's all split 50-50, right? Well, even it's all 50-50. Yeah. And then as well as having permission from the drum groups themselves to use their songs.
So do you ever, are you guys ever featured on any of their albums, or is it just them featured on yours?
Yeah, we actually, part of the deal with Nation to Nation was that any drum group that we sampled could put that track on their own album. Yeah, no, that was really neat. That was something that they came up with too. That was like, okay, yeah, let's do this, because we're totally cross-promoting with each other and getting listeners on both ends, on the electronic end and the powwow end.
Yeah, a lot of people in the powwow scene that never heard our music before are getting turned on to it because of buying powwow CDs. So yeah, it was a really cool cross promotional thing.
And I was actually at one of your guys' concerts in Sudbury at Upfest, and I heard some rap in there. Was that any of you guys rapping?
No, that was Hellenbach. He's Cree from Hobima. He lives in Winnipeg right now. But yeah, check him out. He's got a new album out called Family Over Everything. Yeah.
When I think music, I think messages behind music, and if your songs don't have lyrics, what's the message like that you're trying to deliver through your music?
We're playing powwow music, so we're trying. we like to see what we're doing as a cultural continuance, right? So because music has always been a part of what we do within our culture, right? We've always been creating songs. So let's take hunting, for example, right? Hunting has always been a part of our culture, but because we're using guns doesn't make it any less of our culture, right? So just because technology is getting involved into something that we've always practiced doesn't make it any less part of our culture. So we see it as like a cultural continuance, that we're still doing it in that good way, but we're doing it with computers now.
It's sorry. You know, since we're using powwow music and electronic music and doing this, we're putting it out there, you know, beyond just our communities, and being able to represent ourselves in a way that we see ourselves, and rather than having to confront stereotypes or confront racism in a really direct way in our music by saying, you know, having that say in a lyric. We're creating music that everybody can enjoy and everybody can come and be a part of, regardless of your background. But what you're experiencing is a little bit of our culture. And I think that, in the end, that's the message. Being able to represent ourselves as the way we see ourselves with the rest of the world and get them to experience a little bit of what it's like.